they're not already done so, media representatives are encouraged to register for the FIFA Media Hub to receive updates and announcements as well as to apply for accreditation. On to cricket news. Danie van Niekerk has revealed that her father's recent passing was one of the key reasons for wanting to play for the Proteas women again, following the announcement of a return to international cricket yesterday. Van Niekerk is attempting to don the green and gold again for the first time after an abrupt end to her career 2 years ago, and says that the tragic incident gave her renewed purpose to play for the country. She has been included in the training camp in Durban in preparation for the ICC Women's World Cup in India starting next month.
Yeah, look, it's been 2 years, and out of the game, I just realized how much I miss it. Seeing the success of the team, obviously, besides anything, it makes you proud and you want to be part of that. And I think that's kind of the main reason. And recently I went through something quite traumatic in my family. My dad passed away, and it's almost like something like that gave me the new why, and it's a very strong why for me. And I think it wasn't easy. There's a lot of conversations that was had. But I think now is the right time. As I say, I think my why is the most important thing, and I want to get back contributing to this environment.
She also explained that the process was made easier by Cricket South Africa, who were willing to let bygones be bygones.
At the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing, and that's to win a World Cup. We want South Africa to lift as many trophies as possible, and wherever anybody can contribute, then that's first prize, best prize, And again, just the willingness of CSA and obviously with the coach and management and all those things, it made it quite easy, just because of how receptive they were. And that comes with a lot of gratitude. As I said, not kind of knowing what to expect, but yeah, as I said, even the chats with Enoch, it was just nice, and the nice thing is we can all move forward. It's whatever happened, and we can just move forward and try and build a stronger environment.
On to golf news. A rising golfer from Queensburg in the southern Durban is carrying the torch for South African Indian community. Kriven Pillay is following the footsteps of his caddy grandfather. His talent has earned him a coveted spot on the Bushveld and Big Easy tours, where he continues to prove he belongs among the country's top up-and-coming golfers. Pillay says he's proud of his family for inspiring him to take up the sport.
My grandfather carrying both at Durban Country Club and Papua, and obviously my dad does play as well. He plays off 11 to 12 handicap. So I grew up watching them playing, and obviously it just turned into passion, which I wanted it to be a career. And I guess it's all about honoring that legacy. So it's kind of like stepping onto the course and carrying your own ambitions, but also the dreams of my grandfather and my dad.
Let's end with motor racing. Cadillac will join the Formula One grid in 2026 with Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas as their drivers. A formal announcement is expected later this week. Cadillac will enter F1 next year as the circuit's 11th team and just the second American-centric team in F1 history. General Motors is the constructor operating under the Cadillac brand. Rather than tap an American driver for one of its cars, however, the new team targeted one of the most experienced free agent drivers available. For any sports stories that you would like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. This is Channel Africa Sport with me, Fikile Lungwati.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Africa, voici Abedi.
Oui, c'est moi.
Abedi est un passionné de musique dans l'âme. Il a un goût pour toutes sortes de musique et passe ses journées à écouter Channel Africa.
J'aime beaucoup la musique africaine.
Ok. Devinez quoi? Channel Africa veut aider Abedi et les mélomanes du monde entier à découvrir encore plus de musique incroyable. C'est pourquoi Channel Africa appelle les artistes africains à soumettre leur musique. Chers artistes, n'oubliez pas de nous fournir toutes vos informations pertinentes à l'email adresse musique@channelafrica.co.za. Les soumissions sont votre chance d'être entendues, mais elles ne garantissent pas une playlist. Toutes les soumissions seront soigneusement examinées pour voir si elles répondent aux exigences de notre station. Channel Africa, la perspective africaine.
It is 26.
We are on OpenView's audio bouquet. Channel 628.
It's 36 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African time. Let's hand over the mic now to the man with the golden voice, Thabiso Lehuku, for business news.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and good afternoon. Ethio Telecom expects a full-year revenue to jump by 45.5% in the year to June 2026, driven by increased customer numbers and higher data usage. Chief Executive Frehiwot Damiru has projected a 6% increase in subscribers to 88 million in the 2025-2026 fiscal year and a 14% increase in customers for Telebir, its mobile money service. In the year to June, the company's pre-tax profits soared by more than 80% to $537.2 million US dollars, driven by expansion of its network and more customers. South Africa's Tourism Minister, Patricia de Lille, has sought to allay fears of a crisis in the tourism sector. This is a public spat between her and the now dissolved Tourism Board persists. De Lille dissolved the board last week, accusing it of breaching governance regulations. The board, on the other hand, had accused de Lille of meddling in its affairs. De Lille insists that her decision to dissolve the board is justified.
There's no crisis in tourism. Just yesterday, I engaged with Tourism Business Council, the whole sector, and we planned the implementation of a tourism partnership growth plan. So there's no crisis.
Egypt's Petroleum Ministry says work is underway at 3 new wells in the Zohr gas field in the Mediterranean in the current financial year. The ministry says another well, the Zohr 6 well, has added about 65 million cubic feet per day of gas to Egypt's output. Italian energy group Eni, Zohr's operator, resumed drilling at the Zohr field in February after production was curbed because of areas owed to foreign oil companies. Indian exporters are bracing for the secondary tariffs among the highest imposed by Washington. The timing of the announcement has made things worse because nearly half of annual sales for most export businesses are made during this period in the run-up to Christmas. The BBC's Davina Gupta has the details.
Many warn these additional levies could make their business untenable. Washington says the secondary tariffs are part of its strategy to choke Moscow's war funding, with Vice President J.D. Vance calling them aggressive economic leverage against Russia. India has hit back, saying this is selective punishment and economic coercion.
Long-dated U.S. treasuries and stock futures fell after President Donald Trump said he was firing a Federal Reserve governor, an unprecedented move that fueled investor concerns about the Federal's independence. French stocks and bonds also tumbled as its majority government looked increasingly likely to be ousted next month. This raised the spectre of renewed political instability in one of the Eurozone's biggest economies. $1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,528 naira. Botswana 13.29, Kenya 128 shilling 11, and Zambia 23 kwacha 13. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar will cost you 5.41, Russia 80 rubles 19, India 87 rupees 50, China 7 yuan 15, and in South Africa the dollar will cost you 17 rand 54 cents. $1 is trading at 74 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Gold is trading at $3,378 and platinum $1,333 per ounce. Brand crude oil is at $68.27 a barrel. For any business stories that you would like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +2711 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business in Johannesburg, I'm Thabiso Lehuku.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
Been on the road for a while, brother, you know why. 247, I'm moving, so I go day alright. Dreams untold every day, I don't need to tell no one. Or Bobby with Solomon, I don't want to hear trilogy no more. Skating is a lifestyle, skating, skating, skating. Skating is a part of me, part of me. Skating is a lifestyle, skating, skating, skating. Skating is a part of me. Them know it's a part of me, it's a part of energy. Too much steez, Mmatsheko. Before them wake, go to jalo. Still to speed, want to follow. Back a look, back, baby, love. Still on still, I just stack up. Connect phone, I want power. They me sound, me bossibo. On a flipping level, more sexy. You know bad man too, jiggy jiggy. You live for 2 pack, my lottery see. Can't do life for my enemies. Any day you see the boy, it's a good vibe. Every money getting money, then we flipping. Shut down on the city. Good time with the titty. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me. Chasing my dreams. If I can't balance, shall I? You got to take it easy, my G. If I give you space, it's just not my fault. I say nobody perfect. Sometimes I want in my zone. I want zone out, waiting at the reason I can't tell. I be make I play you the cassette. Oh no. Getting paid, baby Chico. Power update, baby Wacko. It's a speed, man, I feel good. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me. Skating is a lifestyle. Skating. Skating is a part of me.
The KwaZulu-Natal Convention Bureau, in collaboration with Millvest Advisory and the city of Mhlathuze, bring you the 2025 Tourism Investment Forum Africa. As a global platform for local action, the Tourism Investment Africa aims to promote the secondary and tertiary cities and regions as attractive investment and tourism hubs. Be part of the movement transforming tourism in Africa. Join us for the TIFA 2025 from August 27 to 29 at Thembela Venue, Richards Bay, KZN, South Africa. The Upside. On the Upside, your voice matters.
It is 45 minutes after 2 p.m. Central African Time. This is indeed The Upside on Channel Africa, the African perspective with Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. We're coming to you live from the Thembela Venue in the city of Mhlathuze in Richards Bay in KwaZulu-Natal, ahead of the TIFA 2025. That is the Tourism Investment Forum Africa 2025, which will be taking place from tomorrow, the 27th, until the 29th of August 2025. And we are going to be keeping you abreast with all things on the ground, all the important conversations, and most importantly, what this investment forum is going to contribute and do for the city of Mhlathuze in Richards Bay. But before we get into all those important conversations, it's time now for what caught your eye. Quite a few things are catching our eye right now because we're at the Thembela Venue. They're setting up, getting ready for the Tourism Investment Forum Africa. But that's not what caught our eye. Mmatsheko, I'm going to let you start today. Or do you want me to start?
You can start.
Can I start? All right, because what caught my eye is a rather interesting story about a conservationist in South Africa, right? The world's biggest and richest rhino saver was just arrested for trafficking their own horns.
How does that work?
So, in a rather staggering development for global wildlife conservation, the world's biggest rhino farmer, who has long cast himself as a savior for the species, was arrested in South Africa on Tuesday on suspicion of trafficking rhino horn. Prosecutors have accused John Hume, along with 5 others, of operating a smuggling ring involving 964 rhino horns valued at more than 14 million rand. This is according to the Associated Press. And this is just another question that we've been asking. When people start under the guise of conservation and human for human beings, for the benefits of human beings, are they actually just running Ponzi schemes and just running weird cleaning of monies in those associations? Because how can you, as one of the biggest rhino savers, be part of or even be suspected and be arrested for trafficking horns? What is your business with conserving and also making money? Those two things don't align. And I think this puts to the spotlight all the conservation efforts that are being done, not just in South Africa, but around the world. When people say we are preserving and conserving, are they really doing that, or are they just trying to clean money on the side?
It is a big concern, and it always just goes back to what are you in this business for? Whatever business that you are in, I think especially when it comes to matters that affect the environment, animal welfare, very, very important, and just the greater good of humanity. If you're saying one thing and you're doing another behind closed doors, that is a big concern. And also, I'm looking at just how massive this individual is in the space of conservation, of rhino saving, as it were. A big name. And I'm thinking, how many other people are doing the same thing? Saying one thing in the public and then being another in behind closed doors. How many people are actually doing that? That is just what I'm thinking as I'm looking at the story, because it is of great concern that we cannot or have people that don't align with the very things that they are promoting, all in the name of making money, all in the name of just being as rich as quickly as we possibly can, or whatever the reasons are. But it is of huge concern, I think, when it comes to matters of environmentalism, which are really big themes as you and I speak right now. That's where the world is moving. We're moving more and more away from the superficial into matters that are really real, because we want to not only restore, the earth and our ways of being for ourselves, but for future generations as well. So it's a huge concern. It's definitely a story that we're going to be watching over the next few days or weeks and see how it develops. I would love for us to see it, because it does seem like it's a developing story. I want us to take a break, and then I will tell you what caught my eye. Stay tuned.
Africa in Song with Chanduko Ligege.
So when you think of African music, you think of Kwasa Kwasa, high life music from West Africa, Afrobeat from West Africa, of gospel music or faith music or spiritual music. But when we think of reggae music, we go to the Caribbean, and if it's Africa, we only think about Lucky Dube. Well, I'm here to introduce you to some reggae music from Africa. Salif Keita with Dakan Fair from Mali. And I must say, this one was a real shock for me, because I never had imagined Salif Keita on a reggae beat. But listening to him, it just proved to me how versatile he is as an artist, because you'd be expecting him to be on that vibe of West Africa, of ballads. But he really proved that he is very versatile, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Africa in Song with Chanduko Ligege. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
All right, it's 9 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. We are continuing with What Caught Your Eye. Let us know what caught your eye this afternoon. Our WhatsApp line is +27 63406 9126. Or alternatively, check us out on our social media platforms. That's at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok and on X, and at Channel Africa on Facebook and on YouTube. We're still coming to you live from the beautiful Thembela Venue in the city of Mmatsheko in Richards Bay, KwaZulu-Natal, ahead of the TIFA, that's the Tourism Investment Forum Africa 2025, which will be taking place from the 27th until the 29th of August 2025, and we will be broadcasting live from the venue itself. But let's continue with what caught your eye. Mmatsheko, what has caught your eye?
I noted actually in the wee hours of the morning today that today Namibians are celebrating, or rather commemorating is the appropriate word. They're commemorating Herero Day. Very interesting history behind Herero Day. It is a day that began with the reburial of Chief Samuel Maharero. That's where the name Herero Day comes from. And his reburial happened in Okuhanja after his death when he was exiled in Botswana. And it's basically a commemoration with thousands, or to commemorate thousands of Herero people that gathered, turning into a powerful moment of unity, defiance against colonial rule. So these were the times that were kind of big historically when it comes to, black nations coming together, trying to really find their space, demand land, and all of that, a sense of identity and so forth. So in commemoration, I know that women love to dress up. They wear Herero long dresses, Victorian inspired dresses, horn shaped dresses in some instances. And in other places and spaces, there are spiritual gatherings to commemorate the day. So beyond the politics around Herero Day, the event is also somewhat of a spiritual homecoming, if we could call it that. So a lot of families then travel to different parts of Namibia, to Okahanja, and also they bring other offerings. So they prepare good food. There's a lot of storytelling. There are cultural pilgrimages that happen in the country. So it's quite a big one. And I'm wondering, I'm actually not certain if there's actually like one big sort of national commemoration. Like, in South Africa, we'd gather at a stadium and do something, or, that kind of thing. So I'm not certain if that happens. Otherwise, if it does, listen, please invite us for the next one, okay? For the 26th of August, 2026, I would love to experience this, because I think it's really important, not just for Namibians, but for all of African people to kind of learn about our histories and why we are shaped the way we are shaped on the continent. So we're looking at the origins of Chief Samuel Maharero. We trace this back to 1923. The year 1923 was actually his reburial, and that is when the day became an official Herero Day. So I thought that was very interesting to share, hey? That history really just precedes us, and that we get to commemorate and remember where we come from, because I think if you really want to learn anything about the future, you've got to learn about the history first.
You know how we had, who was it, Mr. Lindani, what's his surname again?
Mbenze.
Lindani Mbenze, who did a whole documentary of the late Dr. Mbongeni Ngema. We need Lindani to go to Namibia and do a bit of research and create a documentary to commemorate National Herero Day, is it?
Yes, National Herero Day. That's a great suggestion. And actually, in collaboration with other researchers and filmmakers in Namibia that know the history and get together and put together a beautiful Southern African project. That doesn't sound too shabby. I like that.
Doesn't sound too shabby at all. Let us know how do you commemorate National Herero Day? If you are in Namibia right now, and maybe you didn't even know about this day, or maybe you do, and perhaps you have a specific way of commemorating it. We'd love to hear from you. Our WhatsApp line is +27634069126, or alternatively, drop us a comment on our social media platforms at Channel Africa 1 on TikTok and on X, and at Channel Africa on Facebook and YouTube. It's now 4 minutes before 3 p.m. Central African time. Some music coming your way before we get into the final hour of The Upside.
The Upside, 1 to 4 p.m. Central African Time. With Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. Only on Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no one. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. Oh, na LLA. Oh, she na yancho, he like mattress. She na peso, he like actress. I say nobody fi contest you. Oh, my baby, oh. She na yancho, she na peso, she na westo. Money like you like Bashadi, show me what you got it. Otobi, Olada, Olomi, Mami Mora, Angelina Jolie. You want to con, what you told me. Moko eje biti Indomie. Baby, do mommy, no go leave me lonely. Back with Jonesy, make you live the story. Malokora mommy, cause you see me stony. You wash out my woman. Emotion, you wash out my woman. Only problem, you want a lap me. All I do, call me mata for me. You want my soul. You be melody for my soul. Girl, you're my home, my home. Can't leave you alone. No competition for my lady. Oh no, cause she get everything where I need in a woman and more. My lady, if you see my lady, oh, it's not no one. You go know say people fine. You go know say God design in a LLA. Like mattress, she na peso, he like actress. I say nobody fi contest you. Oh, my baby, oh. She na yancho, she na peso, she na westo, una no be meto.
That song there, No Competition, by Davido featuring Ashake, bringing us to just less than a minute to go until we get the latest news with Jwalani Tulo. Well, as I speak, it's now 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the latest news with Jwalani Tulo Mwepe.
SABC News. The African perspective.
Thank you, Tebogo. Top stories. Asawa, Zambia's government reacts to Concourse decision on Lungu, and Australia expels Iran's ambassador. Good afternoon. The government of Zambia says it has taken note of the Constitutional Court of South Africa's ruling regarding the burial of former President Edgar Lungu. The Apex Court has refused the family of the late former president's urgent bid to directly appeal the judgment of the High Court in Pretoria. It had found that the Zambian government are entitled to repatriate Lungu's remains for the purpose of a state funeral and burial. In a statement, Secretary to Cabinet Patrick Kangwa has thanked the court for its timely consideration consideration of the matter. He said while the government respects the court's decision, it remains committed to working with Lungu's family to reach an agreement that takes into consideration their wishes and interests, but also taking into account the rights of government. He added that their position remains unchanged. South Africa's Economic Freedom Fighters Party says it is not surprised by the announcement of the indefinite delay in the commencement of the Commission of Inquiry into criminality, political interference and corruption in the criminal justice system. This follows the announcement by the Commission earlier today, which is led by the chairperson, Justice Mbuyiseli Madlanga. The Commission says hearings will not commence on the 1st of September as anticipated due to delays in the procurement of vital infrastructure. EFF National Spokesperson Sinawa Tambo.
We aren't surprised. We had said at the time when Cyril Ramaphosa placed Senzo Mchunu on a special leave, which is not provisioned for in the Constitution of South Africa, that this is nothing but a political ploy to play on the anxieties of the people of South Africa, because we all know that commissions in this country are ordinarily established to ensure that we forget the transgression in the immediate and over time we focus on another topical issue. Now this is part and parcel of something that vindicates us, because if there was no forethought as to how this is going to be funded, how the infrastructure for it is going to be sourced, but also damningly the fact that there's no existing infrastructural capacity to host a mere commission, means that it was established just to play to the political gallery.
Stats SA has released the Victims of Crime report from the Governance, Public Safety and Justice Survey 2024-2025. It has revealed that over 1.5 million incidents of housebreaking occurred in the 2024-2025 year, affecting approximately 1.1 million households. Statistician General Risenga Maluleke says the statistics show that household crime is in the lead but has declined compared to the 2023-2024 period. Briefing the media in Pretoria, he stated that household crime remains the least reported.
Murder, theft of motor vehicle and assault were the three household crimes most reported to the police. And of course, there were three most common reasons for not reporting house breaking incidences or incidents to the police, where they were saying that police could not do anything or lack of proof, and indeed police would not do anything about it.
Still in South Africa, the Electoral Commission says it is improving its processes to enhance voting efficiency during next year's local government elections. Briefing the media at its headquarters in Centurion in the north of Johannesburg today, IEC Deputy Chief Electoral Officer Mmatsheko Shiburi focused on interventions made regarding the Voter Management Devices Registration app.
It created duplicate records and therefore slowed down the rate at which we could confirm the correctness of voters at their voting station. We have isolated the issue, we have rewritten that app, and we will be commissioning external validation to give us assurance that the app will function as it is coded to do on voter registration.
And finally, Australia is expelling Iran's ambassador after accusing Tehran of orchestrating anti-Semitic attacks in Melbourne and Sydney. The BBC's Phil Mercer has the story.
This is the first time since the Second World War that Australia has expelled an ambassador. In Canberra, the government said the firebombing of a Jewish restaurant in Sydney and a synagogue in Melbourne were unprecedented attacks on Australian society. The intelligence services believe that Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guards used local criminals in a conspiracy to carry out the attacks.
Recapping the top story this hour, the government of Zambia says it has taken note of the Constitutional Court of South Africa's ruling regarding the burial of former President Edgar Lungu. The Apex Court has refused the family of the late former president's urgent bid to directly appeal the judgment of the High Court in Pretoria. For any news stories you would like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa News, I'm Jolani Tulo Webe.
SABC News. The African Perspective.
Well, it's gone 6 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the final hour of The Upside on Channel Africa, The African Perspective, with Tebogo Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito. A special broadcast today because we are outside of the Auckland Park studios. We're out and about playing with other kids. We're at the Thembela Venue in the city of Mmatsheko in Richards Bay, KwaZulu-Natal, ahead of the Tourism Investment Forum Africa 2025, which will be kicking off tomorrow until Friday. And we will be keeping you abreast with all the action on the ground and important conversations with the delegates that will be a part of this investment forum. But coming up in this final hour of The Upside, we get into conversation with a remarkable entertainer, an actress, businesswoman, and let me tell you something, she is celebrating 20 years of being in the entertainment industry, and she's doing something different this year. She's giving back.
Listen, I'm very excited about that. Creative spaces are very important for the African continent to thrive, and we are going to be talking about Zikhona Sodlaka's upcoming masterclass tour, and it really is about shaping and equipping the next generation of creatives. So we know her as one of the country's most talented actresses, and she also has one of the biggest give back buttons, okay, if I could call it that, because she is, as I've mentioned, of course, embarking on something wonderful. So the Zikhona Sodlaka Masterclass is what it's called, and it's designed as a space for learning, for growth and empowerment. And she really is about kind of passing on the baton and the lessons to the next generation when it comes to acting. But not only that, when we look at ways to embrace more wondrous ways of storytelling and building confidence, you know, with a bit of purpose as well. So that's what we're going to be engaging Zikhona on. She's going to be joining us on the line, and we're going to talk to her about this masterclass tour that's coming up. Aren't you just excited? Like, you don't even have to be an actress to be excited about this. I think just the space of creativity and meeting storytelling is exciting enough, isn't it?
It is. And I mean, I was saying the giving back portion of it, 20 years in the entertainment industry, and then giving back to the next generation, passing on that baton as you had mentioned earlier. I love it for Zikhona, and I can't wait to get into conversation with her to find out what the inspiration was. Other people would have just thrown a party. They said, hey, let's have a party, let's bring the biggest artists, the biggest DJs, and let's just have a party. But she is giving back on a nationwide masterclass tour. And we talk all things Zikhona Sodlaka, 20 years in entertainment with her national masterclass tour. That conversation is coming up next. It's 9 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Welcome to the final hour of The Upside.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced, and it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you love. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege.
Darubini ya Afrika na I am Henry Shakif.
Unadhani kunaweza kuchangia kwa namna gani ili kuweza kurejesha mauzo ya biashara hiyo ya chai?
Inasemekana kwamba kuna ile kamati ama kamati imeweza kuundwa ikiongozwa na mmoja wa viongozi wa taifa la Iran, na inasemekana kwamba itaanza kazi mara moja na kutafuta vile biashara kati ya Kenya na Iran itaweza kuenda haswa kwa mauzo ya chai.
Siku 60 ni chache sana katika kuweza kuamua jambo au maamuzi. Unadhani litaweza kufanikiwa?
Tukitazama kwa undani, nchi ya Iran imeweza kupigwa marufuku haswa na nchi ya Marekani kwa mambo mengi ya kibiashara, na ndio kidogo wameanza kujaribu kutafuta pale popote watakaweza kupata bidhaa.
Darubini ya Afrika 11 kamili hadi 12 kamili majira ya Afrika ya Kati.
The Upside with Thembela Lekhuleni and Mmatsheko Mosito, bringing Africa's voices to the world. On Channel Africa, the African perspective.
Overload.
Well, thank you very much for staying with us. We are broadcasting live from KwaZulu in South Africa, and we're here for the TIFA 2025, which we will unpack for you over the next 3-day period. Otherwise, we're happy to have you join us via satellite on channel PAS10 across the African region, and of course, on an international basis, you can catch us on channelafrica.co.za. Very excited today to be talking about passion meeting purpose, meeting storytelling, meeting creativity. Hey man, all sorts of wonderful things are happening when we look at what Zikona Sodlaga is doing. Okay, so that name synonymous with some of the biggest shows here in South Africa. She is such a wonderful and talented actress, and as Tebogo had mentioned earlier about it would have been very easy for her to celebrate her journey in acting with just one massive party. You know, just a big celebration, lots of bubbles, lots of all of that. And all of that would have been wonderful. But she decided, listen, my give back button is too big. Okay, I want to go on a national tour. I want to spread the good news of what is possible for young people in the space of creative storytelling. So producer and actress Zikona Sodlaga is celebrating 2 decades in the entertainment industry, and she has chosen to mark this milestone by giving back. So what she's now doing is she came up with the Zikona Sodlaga Masterclass, and this is a space, as we understand it, designed to spread learning, growth, as well as empowerment when it comes to aspiring actors around South Africa. You know, people that really want to tell stories and do it in a good quality manner. So she's going to be embarking on several stops in Gqeberha, in Cape Town. Parts of Johannesburg are going to be enthralled by this, as well as Limpopo. So guess what? She joins us on the line, and we're going to talk to her about just 2 decades of being a wonderful storyteller and why she's decided to embark on this master's class. Zikona, wonderful to have you back on Channel Africa. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me. What an introduction.
Oh, you are so deserving. You are so deserving of everything. And I just want to start by saying congratulations. You know,
Thank
for
you.
me, 2 years in the entertainment industry is something worth celebrating. So I can imagine 20 years. Oh my goodness, that is so
Absolutely.
wonderful. Congratulations. Talk to us about you know, just your journey, you know, the highs, the lows. I know that it's a big journey. I mean, 2 decades is a long time. But as you
Yes.
sit and reflect in your quiet moments, what are the first things that come to mind?
Oh, you know, I mean, not to start on a somber note, we've just lost a giant, Mamunandi. And it's not lost to all of us as South Africans that us losing giants means that we're stepping up, even if we feel like we're not of age or capable or even ready. We now look and we say, hey, Bamkile, you know, all our matriarchs, you know, Mama that we grew up watching, Mama Unandi Nyembe is definitely one of the people that I grew up inspired by as a mother in this trade. And it feeds into what I feel when I'm in those quiet moments. You know, you play back and you look back and you say, okay, if the trajectory has taken me to this place, surely there's somebody who's 5 years old in the game, 7 years old in the game, 10, 15. What would I have wanted 5 years into the game? What kind of information would I have liked to turn into a professional actor with a continental name, international name, South African name? How do I work around the business? And those are the things that keep on echoing in my mind to say, what's my part? Because whether I like it or not, my career is not only about myself anymore. It's morphed into something else. It's grown. She's got legs now. She can run. She can sprint. She can run for president. So I'm aware of those things, and that's the place that I operate from. Yes, of course, we could have had that big party you spoke about. We could have had a jam. We could have popped some bubbly. But Instead, it's in my nature to celebrate in this way.
I tell you what, Zikhona, there will be celebrations during these masterclasses anyway. You go at the different stops, there will be a celebration,
100%.
there will be champagnes, the bottles will be popping.
100%.
And I tell you what, we're going to be having a good time, and we can't wait to hear all about it. We're currently in conversation with Zikhona Sodlaka as she celebrates 20 years in the entertainment industry with the Zikhona Sodlaka Masterclass, a national masterclass tour, which will be giving back to the communities, and we love it for her. We continue the conversation right after this. It's 20 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time.
Je, una jambo lolote akilini mwako? Je, una shauku kuhusu masuala muhimu? Na je, una maoni ambayo unataka yasikike? Kweli, hili jukwaa ni la kwako. Piga simu au tuandikie kwenda WhatsApp namba alama ya kujumulisha 2760552594 na tutakupigia simu.
Mtangazaji wa habari zetu za Afrika Kusini mjini Johannesburg.
Hivyo unaweza kuwa mshirika kwenye matangazo yetu. Sio mazungumzo tu, ni fursa yako ya kuchangia maoni yako na kushirikiana na jumuiya ya wasikilizaji wanaotamani mtazamo wako. Tufuate kwenye mitandao ya kijamii. Tembelea tovuti yetu www.channelafrica.co.za na uwe tayari kushiriki na kuchangia maoni yako kwenye Channel Africa. Channel Africa, mtazamo wa Kiafrika.
If it's news and current affairs, leading opinions, and thought leaders that get your groove, this is your home, The Upside.
It's 22 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African Time. Welcome back to The Upside on Channel Africa, The African Perspective. We are still coming to you live from the Thembela Venue in the city of Mmatsheko in Richards Bay, KwaZulu-Natal, ahead of the Tourism Investment Forum Africa 2025 taking place tomorrow until Friday. So if you're in the area, you best pop up and show off so that we can say hi to you and celebrate the remarkable achievements that the tourism industry is aiming to achieve in the city of Mmatsheko and KwaZulu-Natal at large. Let's continue celebrating amazing storytellers and Africans who are doing the most. Zikhona Sodlaka is currently celebrating 20 years of being in the entertainment industry, and she's giving back with a national masterclass tour. Zikhona, for aspiring creatives who want to get into this entertainment space, what can they expect from these masterclasses?
Well, firstly, we can expect a lot more than what we usually get from a class. I found that when we went to Gqeberha in Cape Town, I thought, I'm just going to apply the technicalities of how to get into a performance. But I found that we get into a lot of human work because the place that we operate from as artists is a very human, deep place. Most of the time we need to do some healing with ourselves in order for us to be present and able to deliver any work. So people must come in their comfortable clothes, firstly, and expect some real time, some shedding time, some laughing time, and maybe some crying time. But over and above that, the technicalities are there. We're talking about how to create a character, how to break down a script, how to do voice work, acting for camera, and most importantly, how to collaborate with your teammates. The work of an actor is really not a solo job. Like, you're not working for yourself, by yourself. That is the biggest lie. We work with the team. You're with a cast. You have a teammate. You have a cast, a scene partner at all times. So, getting into the business, most people think that it's going to be about them. It's going to be you. But it is quite the opposite. How do you cater to your teammates in order for all of you to look great? So we'll be diving into a lot of that and how to be selfless in probably the most selfish industry there is.
That sounds absolutely amazing. And I really just want to go back to your acknowledgements of Mam Nandi Nyembe and just her impact on womanhood, her impact on, character building and how she's represented, just black women and their story in their authenticity, and then there's the women of your generation that have done the same. But talk to me about how just that knowledge from Mam Nandi's, generation has filtered into how you view womanhood and your portrayal of womanhood in the stories, and how that then is going to kind of impact how you do these master classes.
I think, firstly, there's a simplicity in not just how they played characters, but just how they were. There's a simplicity, there's a simplicity with our mothers and how they, we complain a lot as these adults that we are, to say, why didn't our parents tell us that adulting is so difficult? Same applies to people of iconic nature like the late and great Mamu Nandi, Mamu Connie Chume, and all of them. There's a grace and an ease to which they carried themselves as a woman in this world, as difficult a time as they lived in. It was, they didn't even get paid right, but they still had grace to take us from there to this point. And then there's the dedication to the work itself. Just working and leaving, we constantly say as actors, you have to leave your heart on the stage. And they left their hearts on the stages, on all the stages that they touched. They changed our lives, they influenced our lives. But when you look back, you go, they didn't have much according to nowadays standards. They didn't have half of the stuff that we have, but they had impact. They had legendary status. They changed not just mindsets, but they were relentless about their position as an artist, which is to stand for something and mean it with all of your heart. So that's passed down to me. I mean, I'm a grown-up. I turned 40 this year. I look back and I go, there's a 20-year-old who's getting into the field. How can I show them what I saw from my predecessors?
Zikhona, we want to be a part of this. We want to know the dates, the times. How can we get tickets? Please share.
So the date is the 30th of August, 2025. The masterclass will be in UJ at the University of Johannesburg. The email address for anyone who wants to purchase mentorship tickets is zikhonasolakaproductions@gmail.com. We will communicate better there for any inquiries. zikhonasolakaproductions@gmail.com. And then my social media handles at Zikhona Solaka on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter /X. It's at Zikhona Solaka. And be careful to go to the one with the blue tick because there's lots of people who claim my name. So the one with the blue tick is usually me.
Okay, so all the verified accounts, we note that. Zikhona, thank you so much for the time. I think, beyond you being just an actress of the finest quality, you're really stepping into something very important. And those that are aligned are watching. They're watching you as a producer, as a teacher, as a cultural leader. I think your voice and your energy is really, really important. And we wish you all the best, okay? For
Thank
anyone
you so
that's
much.
going to be in that masterclass, this is going to be quite
Thank
something.
you so much.
And if you could just share some of the footage with us on social media, we'd really appreciate that as well. But yes, for more information, if you really do want to expand on your storytelling abilities, zikhonasodlaka@gmail.com is your best friend if you'd like to send an email. Otherwise, check her out on Zikhona Sodlaka on all the verified accounts. Thank you, madam. Thank you, and all the best. Hey. Okay, I think we can wrap up.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
We start off with the athletics news. The Kenyan sprinter Ferdinand Omanyala, who holds the African 100-meter record, is injured and has pulled out of this week's Diamond League final in Zurich, the last event before the Tokyo World Championships. A 29-year-old is one of the 17 Kenyans to have qualified for the Zurich, where the globe's top athletes will compete on Wednesday and Thursday. Omanyala was selected at the Kenyan trials in July as the country's only male entrant in the 100-meter at Tokyo. He has struggled to find his winning form in the Diamond League this season. He finished second in China and Morocco, but trailed in last in Shanghai in the race won by South Africa's Akane Simbine, with Jamaica's Olympic champion Kishane Thompson in second. On to football news, the final draw for the FIFA World Cup 2026 to take place in Washington, D.C. on the 5th of December. Groups for the biggest single sport event in history next year's 48th team FIFA World Cup in Canada, Mexico and the United States to be drawn in the U.S. capital. The highly esteemed and historic John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts to host major tournament milestone on the 5th of December. Details regarding opportunities for media representatives to cover the final draw for the FIFA World Cup 2026 will be made available in due course. On to cricket news. Danae van Niekerk has revealed that her father's recent passing was one of the key reasons for wanting to play for Proteas women again, following the announcement of a return to international cricket yesterday. Van Niekerk is attempting to don the green and gold again for the first time after an abrupt end to her career 2 years ago, and says that the tragic incident gave her renewed purpose to play for her country. She has been included in the training camp in Durban in preparation for the ICC Women's World Cup in India starting next month.
Yeah, look, it's been 2 years, and out of the game, I just realized how much I miss it. Seeing the success of the team, obviously, besides anything, it makes you proud and you want to be part of that. And I think that's kind of the main reason. And recently I went through something quite traumatic in my family. My dad passed away, and it's almost like something like that gave me the new why, and it's a very strong why for me. And I think it wasn't easy. There's a lot of conversations that was had, but I think now is the right time. As I say, I think my why is the most important thing, and I want to get back contributing to this environment.
She also explained that the process was made easier by Cricket South Africa, who were willing to let bygones be bygones.
At the end of the day, everybody wants the same thing, and that's to win a World Cup. We want South Africa to lift as many trophies as possible, and wherever anybody can contribute, then that's first prize, best prize, And again, just the willingness of CSA and obviously with the coach and management and all those things, it made it quite easy, just because of how receptive they were. And that comes with a lot of gratitude. As I said, not kind of knowing what to expect, but yeah, as I said, even the chats with Enoch, it was just nice, and the nice thing is we can all move forward. It's whatever happened, and we can just move forward and try and build a stronger environment.
A rising golfer from Queensburg in southern Durban is carrying the torch for South African Indian community. Kriven Pillay is following the footsteps of his caddy grandfather. His talent has earned him a coveted spot on the Bushveld and Big Easy tours, where he continues to prove he belongs among the country's top up-and-coming golfers. Pillay says he's proud of his family for inspiring him to take up the sport.
My grandfather caddying both at Durban Country Club and Papua. And obviously my dad does play as well. He plays off 11 to 12 handicap. So I grew up watching them playing, and obviously it just turned into passion, which I wanted it to be a career. And I guess it's all about honoring that legacy. So it's kind of like stepping onto the course and carrying your own ambitions, but also the dreams of my grandfather and my dad.
For any sports stories you'd like to share with us, please do send an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +3711 714 4459. This is Channel Africa Sport with me, Figile Lengwati.
Sports on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
She builds, she leads, she rises. This August, join Channel Africa in celebrating the women who shape our communities, shift narratives, and carve out a future on their own terms.
These women together are
to be able to turn it right again.
From Cape Town to Kigali, Lagos to Lusaka, African women are rewriting the script. Here's to courage, creativity, and unstoppable progress. Channel Africa, the African perspective.
It's 35 minutes after 3 p.m. Central African time. Let's get the last business update with the man with the golden voice, Thabiso Lehuku.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective.
Thanks, Tebogo, and good afternoon. The president of the Southern African Railways Association, Nixon Dlamini, says the 4-day SARA Conference and Exhibition 2025 will be packed with groundbreaking discussions. The topics that will be discussed include railway development, regional integration and opportunities within the Southern African rail sector. He was speaking on the margins of the conference, which began in Johannesburg today.
First of all, we've just had our panel discussion with the ministers and the President, Secretary, and also the Deputy Ministers. So the next round then will be CEOs. So these are the people who actually operate these railway companies.
South Africa's Tourism Minister, Patricia de Lille, has sought to allay fears of a crisis in the tourism sector. This as a public spat between her and the now dissolved Tourism Board persists. De Lille dissolved the board last week, accusing it of breaching governance regulations. The board, on the other hand, had accused de Lille of meddling in its affairs. De Lille insists that her decision to dissolve the board is justified.
There's no crisis in tourism at all. Just yesterday, I engaged with Tourism Business Council, the whole sector, and we planned the implementation of a tourism partnership growth plan. So there's no crisis.
Nigerian President Bola Tinubu says Brazil's state-run oil company Petrobras should be able to return back to the country. This after the company left Nigeria 5 years ago. Tinubu said this during a 2-day visit to Brazil to deepen ties. Petrobras began operations in Nigeria in 1998 in the deep sea waters off the Niger Delta. It sold its stakes more than 10 years ago to raise cash for domestic projects. Ethio Telecoms expects a full-year revenue to jump by 45.5% in the year to June 2026, driven by increased customer numbers and higher data usage. Chief Executive Frehiwot Tamiru also projected a 6% increase in subscribers to 88 million in the 2025-2026 fiscal year and a 14% increase in customers for Telebir, its mobile money service. In the year to June, the company's pre-tax profits soared by more than 80% to $537.2 million, driven by expansion of its network and more customers. Norway's Wealth Fund, one of the biggest in the world, is selling its shares in several companies that have links to Israel. 5 of them are Israeli banks and one is the US manufacturer, a Caterpillar. The BBC's Amelia Jansen has the details.
The fund held just over $2 billion worth of shares in the US company. The move is part of a $1 billion sell-off, which has seen more than 20 companies linked to Israel excluded. The fund invests the revenue from Norway's oil and gas resources to secure wealth for future generations.
$1 in Nigeria is trading at 1,528 naira. In Botswana, it's at 13.29. Kenya, 128 shilling 11. And Zambia, 23.13. The BRICS countries in Brazil, the dollar there will cost you 5 real 41. Russia, 80 rubles 19. India, 87 rupees 50. China, 7 yuan 15. And in South Africa, the dollar will cost you 17 rand 54 cents. $1 is trading at 74 pence to the British pound and 85 to the euro. Gold is trading at $3,378 and platinum is at $1,333 per ounce. Brand crude oil is at $68.27 a barrel. For any business stories you would like to share with us, please send us an email to newsroom@channelafrica.co.za or call us on +27 11 714 4459. For Channel Africa Business here in Johannesburg, I'm Tabiso Lohoko.
Business news on Channel Africa. The African perspective. The KwaZulu-Natal Convention Bureau, in collaboration with Milvest Advisory and the city of Mshathuze, bring you the 2025 Tourism Investment Forum Africa. As a global platform for local action, the Tourism Investment Africa aims to promote the secondary and tertiary cities and regions as attractive investment and tourism hubs. Be part of the movement transforming tourism in Africa. Join us for the TIFA 2025 from August 27 to 29 at Thembela Venue, Richards Bay, KZN, South Africa. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you. Mmatsheko Mosito and Tebogo Lekhuleni on the upside.
Proudly African music coming through on the upside as we're about to wrap up the show. We're at the tail end with 10 minutes to go till it's 4 p.m. in Central African time. Justin Vibes coming through with Uzozisola featuring Diamonds of Guijo. Before that one, the legends came through, okay? I call them Africa's Gentlemen's Club Papa Wemba, Yosondo, Lucky Dube, Jabukanyele, all collaborating in a wonderful song, Too Many Children Are Dying. So if you check out the So Why album by that Gentleman's Club, it really holds so much history, so much heritage, so much music. Really, really powerful. Thanks for tuning in. The Upside with Tebogo and Mmatsheko with you until 4.
The Midnight Snack, 12 to 3 a.m.
Young couples or young people that are getting married, we often hear of divorces, that they're getting divorced. And it's quite worrying because when we attend these weddings, we want to see these people flourish and celebrate 30-year anniversaries. What do you think is the main challenge that is facing newlyweds?
We say that tell me how you were raised and I'll tell you how you love. So when we see people getting married, that's not where the relationship actually starts. The relationship starts with how you were raised, what you were familiar with, because we are attracted to what we are familiar with. If you don't have a background where love was prominent, where love was authentic, it's going to be very difficult for you to manufacture that in later life. So our upbringing has something to do with it.
The Midnight Snack, every Monday, 12 to 3 a.m. with Chanduko Ligege. We are on Open Views Audio Bouquet, Channel 628.
The KZN Convention Bureau, in collaboration with Milvest Advisory and the City of Umhlathuze, brings you the 2025 Tourism Investment Forum Africa. As a global platform for local action, the Tourism Investment Forum Africa aims to promote secondary and tertiary cities and regions as attractive investment and tourism hubs. Total seconds. I want to tell you that you can join us for the TIFA 20.
Get Channel Africa on DSTV Audio Bouquet, Channel 802. No matter where you are, Channel Africa is always with you.
I found the joy through all the pain, I found the sun through all the rain, I found the power, a brand new day, I found the power, a brand new day, and I'm awakened, who I could be through the thick and thin. I'm singing my song and I'm finding my way again. I was down in the sea and waded in. I count my blessings. I rise from the deep, let the joy within. I know it's been hard, but I found my way again. Oh, we'll never end where we begin. I found my hope when it was lost. I had my heart out of the dark. I found the power, a brand new day, I found the power, a brand new day, There is a love I only know, I found the strength to let her go, I found the power, as you can see, them no believe, girl you can forward, come there with me, living lavishly.
The song we were listening to there is called Joy by Angelique Kidjo and Davido. It's 5 minutes before 4 p.m. Central African time. What a day it's been. We are broadcasting live from the Thembela Venue in the city of Mhlathuze in Richards Bay, KwaZulu-Natal. Because tomorrow until Friday, we are having the Tourism Investment Forum Africa. We'll be having the conversations with the people that matter and finding out exactly how this forum is going to benefit the city of Mhlathuze and KwaZulu-Natal at large. I tell you what though, before we hand over the mic to the Queen of Africa in Business, Thami Ngubeni, I think it's time for Vent O'Clock. I think it's time for us to share what's plaguing our hearts so that we can live a lighter life. It's Vent O'Clock time. And what I want to vent about are the sizes of the seats in airplanes. They are a problem because I don't think they cater to all types, all shapes and sizes. If you're a bit longer, you struggle, right? And I don't know what we need to do to start having airlines just automatically give us more leg room. I mean, yes, you can book the extra leg room with space, but even the standard ones, they're too tiny. I was squished in there like a sardine. It was uncomfortable. At least it was like a 45-minute flight. I'll admit that. But my thing is, if you're a bit larger and a bit taller, where must you go if those extra length seats have been taken and the standard ones don't take care of your needs? Who must complain to? Mmatsheko, do you know someone from the aviation what space?
Yes, I do. Their number is 08. No, I'm joking. I don't know anybody. But also, I think what you're saying is it's unfortunate that we're having this conversation. Really, it is, because for many years, I've seen people complaining about all sorts of things when it comes to air travel, whether it's, for short traveled time or for much longer travel time. You've paid for the trip, so therefore you expect it to be at the very least comfortable. So I definitely share your sentiments. Do I have anything to vent about? I don't know. I don't think I do.
I tell you what, Thami Ngubeni is standing by. Africa in Business is coming up next. Good afternoon to you, Thami. What's coming up on the show?
A very good afternoon to you who are living your best lives. Here's what we've got in store for you on Africa in Business today. We'll look at the strides that are being made by FNB in Zambia. They've recently signed an MOU with the Zambia Credit Guarantee Scheme. And this is really to give access to financing for small, micro and medium enterprises around the country. So we'll take a look this afternoon at that particular initiative. And this is just one of many stories that we'll be bringing for you this afternoon on Africa in Business.
Well, we are looking forward to those conversations with Thami Ngubeni, Africa in Business. From us Upsiders, we're out and about playing with other kids in KwaZulu-Natal. The sun is out and we can't wait to share with you all the happenings at this year's TIFA. That's the Tourism Investment Forum Africa. From the Upside team, from us to you, have yourself a fantastic afternoon and we'll do this again tomorrow. Mmatsheko, do you want to say anything? No? She says bye-bye.
Goodbye.